Hi everyone, it's Enchantress. I'm here with another pick a card reading, and this time we have messages from your departed loved ones. So we have 3 piles here that will help us kind of get in tune with messages that they would like to pass on to you to help with your current situations and your, anything dealing from health to finances to anything else. So before we begin, I'm just going to show you real quick a few of my people. I have kind of spread out a bunch of different pictures of past ones. Here's a really cool picture of my dad. To me, this is kind of like his superhero look when he wears a cape and the top hat. And I don't know what opera this was that he sang, but yeah, this is one of the ways he dressed up. He was in costume a lot, so that was kind of his thing. And I was in costume a few times myself. And you guys might know my Auntie Isaura. She shows up a lot. I talk about her a lot because of my Isaura ring. And this was her sister, my grandmother, Arminda. And so different people in the back. Oh gosh, you guys have to see this. This picture right here. This is my grandfather. Right there is my grandfather and all his sisters. And 3 of his sisters were nuns, and that's his mom and dad. So yeah, I have a lot of religion on my family. And that's my grandmother, my other grandmother, my dad's mom. My kids nicknamed her Gigi. And here's a really amazing picture of my dad in one of his most famous roles, Rigoletto. So what I did today was kind of like dug through photos, and but I wanted to kind of honor the dead, similarly to what they did in the movie Coco. And I don't every year I don't have every single person's picture up and that kind of thing, but they're always close to my heart. And so no matter how you decide to do it, you don't even have to do any kind of ritual or anything, but it might be nice to just kind of at least look through old photos or say a little prayer or just a little positive affirmation, just saying, being grateful for who they were in your life when they were with you, if you knew them, but even if you didn't know them, grateful for the lineage that you belong to and your heritage and your ancestry. All right, so we have 3 piles. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pile 1 is, this is actually a rosary. It's like, it's a carry around portable rosary that my mom gave me. So in case I ever just need to whip out a rosary and say some prayers. And then my Isaura ring in pile number 2. And then pile number 3 is this very cute little vintage perfume bottle that you can, it is also kind of portable. You just kind of clip it onto your clothing, so you can always have it handy in case you need to dab a fresh little dab of smell good on you. All right, so let's take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Let out your breath. Now open your eyes and let them drift to the pile that's meant for you. Let's begin. Okay, and here's pile number 1 with the portable rosary. And before I start this pile, this is my Auntie Isaura and my grandma Arminda riding horses together. And this was my mom's second husband, who was a really beautiful, wonderful man, who provided for much of the beautiful updates in this home of mine. So he's beloved to all of us. And this is my grandpa, my dad's dad, Grandpa Stenborg. So a few more people. All right, so let's take a look at your cards. So the first card we have is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and you have beauty. And so beauty is kind of like, this card is going to express how you can experience what's around you and attract this beauty. Now, one of the things you might want to notice here is there's cherry blossoms around here, which have a very lovely meaning to them. And so your ancestors are going to tell you something about beauty and how it applies to your situation right now. This one says, and this could be somebody that you know, somebody that passed on, but it could be somebody I know. This is saying, merging against a delicate canvas of aqua sky and ephemeral cherry blossoms is an otherworldly portrayal of a spirit girl. A profusion of fragrant blooms woven into her extravagant headdress frame her sweetly mysterious face. So the cherry blossoms have long been a symbol of the preciousness of beauty amid the transience of life. And when beauty calls, we are elevated into a state of all-encompassing recognition, much like the feeling of returning home. It has the power to humble the heart, delight the mind, and transcend the beholder beyond the limitation of form into the realm of hope. Beauty is indeed in the eye of the beholder, as Confucius wrote. Everything has beauty, but not everyone can see it. Through the mortal eye, there are times when beauty eludes us and we cannot see the grand design. We are only able to perceive the underside of our Creator's epic tapestry and can make no sense of the loose ends, frayed edges, and knots keeping the supreme handiwork in place. The Persians, long aware of this, are known to create obvious errors in their rugs to show and accept that Allah, there's no one that is perfect, only Allah. And so the appearance of this transformative card is calling you to open your physical eyes as well as the eyes of your heart to experience the healing balm of beauty. It is a favorable time to widen your perceptions and actively seek out the rich and sometimes hidden bounty waiting to be explored and integrated into your life. Whether experienced from within or perceived outwardly, the sublime gift of beauty reaffirms your connectedness to life. However it may appear, there are no mistakes in the warp, weft, and perfect design of life's divine masterpiece. The more you align with your divine nature, the greater your capacity to experience beauty. And that's what your ancestors or your loved ones are telling you. The more that you align with your divine nature, the more that you'll be able to experience the beauty that's all around you. All right, so your next card is from the angels and ancestors. You have Shaman, trust in higher forces. The shaman is saying, trust in higher forces. Trust your angels and your guides and your ancestors. If you have given your power away, claim it back. So they're spiritual allies, and I think your ancestors and your past loved ones are saying that they're here working in your favor, and miracles will unfold much more readily and easily when you move to a state of trust. So call back your power and stop allowing external forces to divert you from the miracles you deserve. Hand over all your concerns to your spiritual allies. And when you do so, you will allow them to send you intuitive guidance and messages that will allow you to correct the situation and come out on top. The shaman card also shows that you have shamanic potential to move between the realms and connect with your guides in an extremely personal way. So that's really cool too. And let's see what your Lenormand has to say. So we have the Cherry and Lilac Twilight Lenormand, and you have Clouds, Child, and Ship. And right away I got this message. that maybe you're feeling a little uncertain or unsure, or something happened that was kind of sad in the passing of a child, but your guides are telling you that your child's spirit is on a journey now. Like they've moved to that next plane, whatever you can call it, heaven or whatever you want to call it, but that your child's spirit has moved on, and it may be returning to Earth again in a reincarnation in a little while, not too long from now. But your child, if any of you out there who have lost a child, just know that your child is fine. Your child's spirit is happy. It's on a journey, a long journey right now, and eventually the child will probably show up in a new incarnation and have a new amazing existence in their life. Okay, let's see what your ghost tarot have to say. So right away, at the same time, the Empress and the Emperor came out. And I thought that was really cool because I felt two things. Like I felt a powerful super couple out there, a husband and wife, and family member, ancestor, some sort. That pardon my street noise. I didn't want to pause this energy that I was feeling right now. But the Emperor and the Empress could be a couple out there that have passed away who are, kind of a beautiful, perfect, balanced couple that you may have experienced. And now they're out there in their whatever the next realm. They're saying that they're here guiding you. At the same time, I feel the Emperor and the Empress signify strongly twin flames and that twin flame dynamic. So I feel like maybe you they're trying to say that you found your twin flame and that you can trust in that and be happy with that. You found your counterpart. So the Empress message is the true power is responsibility managed by love. So the Empress is saying, follow your heart. Whatever your decisions are, they should be made with love. And that is the correct way to go about it. The Emperor is saying, anger is the enemy of justice, and indecision is the enemy of success, and haste is the enemy of wisdom. So there could be somebody out there that is being indecisive. Well, too much indecisiveness can cause a delay in your success, whatever the success is. But you also don't want to be too hasty at the same time, right? And you don't want to react out of anger either. So there's kind of this beautiful balance in order to get what you want. All right, and your final two cards are the Three of Cups, which is emotions create ties that remain in our memories forever. Nothing is forgotten. And this is saying like somebody's out, that you will remember. You remember someone, whether it's your past loved one or somebody that's in your heart in the 3D sense right now. They think of you. So I feel like your ancestors are trying to tell you somebody's thinking of you and remembering you. They see you in everything around them. They hear you in music. They see you in flower, and they think you're beautiful. And I think your ancestors are passing along this message that there is somebody out there for you that feels a very strong connection with you, and they feel these beautiful feelings towards you. And then we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is freedom is priceless and boundless. And so, yeah, this is really beautiful. So, I don't know, I have a lot of time for charms. I guess I'll do a quickie charms, okay? I'll shuffle it and then I'll drop them. And then I'll pause it. Okay, so if anybody has a name that starts with a D, or anybody has names that starts with a Y, or these letters are important to you, the ancestors are bringing them to the forefront. Also the number 1, which could be 2 souls becoming one, and the number 11, which is, the twin flame number if it was by itself, so like being but it's also November, so I feel like November is going to be a great month for you guys. Something might be happening in a week. Pay attention, something about names here, USA and China, and then the rock of stability. I think you're going to have a really nice Thanksgiving. I think this is a bountiful month and full of food and things. And don't forget to recognize and remember your past loved ones at your Thanksgiving dinner. Say, shout out, give them a shout out to the family. They want to say hi to everybody from us. And the moon is about telepathic communication and dream communication and connection, just a very deep connection here. And the 2 bicycles, I feel like that's kind of like the Emperor and the Empress, same but different, twin flames traveling together, journey, not always at the same time. Sometimes one's a little bit ahead of the other, but I feel like this is a beautiful journey together. Okay, well, I'm going to go on to the next. Okay, next we have pile number 2 with the Isaura ring. And first of all, we have the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. And yours says divine timing, which makes me think again of the twin flame journey. And it's not like I purposely talk about this, but it comes up, and I feel like your loved ones, your ancestors and past loved ones really want you to be happy, and they see something beautiful and divine, in their spirit realm. They can feel it so strongly, and they want you to be happy in the 3D realm as well. So let's see what this divine timing message is exactly. So this card it's saying portrayed in a fantasy landscape with of clouds and falling stars, the mysterious hand of fate writes scripture into the ether, as if recording the karmic destiny of a soul's earthly sojourn. A rickety clock marks the man-made passage of time. The swing of the heavy pendulum defines a world of opposites, night and day, before and after, spring and autumn, and the tick-tock of restrictions created by constraints of worldly time. An angel leans nonchalantly against the clock, awaiting her next assignment, while 2 dragonflies hover overhead. In shamanic cultures, the dragonfly is reversed for many reasons. So it's like, yeah. And so I'd like to know more about the dragonfly, because that comes up a lot in our charms. And it's drawn to lakes and flowing water, and this powerful totem represents the unconscious mind in the realm of dreams. The appearance of the divine timing card invites you to align with your intuitive nature while being patient and flexible. Things may happen at a different pace than anticipated, or opportunities may spontaneously arise. So be ready for synchronous happenings and unexpected blessings, and sudden endings and beginnings. Divine timing may well gift you with a beautiful happening, but if progress seems thwarted by dead ends in spite of your efforts, look heavenward for guidance. Have faith that your sincere efforts and intentions will be heard. Life doesn't always manifest in accordance to our will, but there are specific lessons that can only be learned precisely because of frustrating delays or sudden changes. Yes, I was trying to figure that one out the other day when I couldn't get my title changed over to my name, but I felt like, well, it's not meant to be, I guess. And you never know when those lessons will come in useful. So take care to guard against blame or becoming the victim of circumstance. Cultivate your ears to hear inner prompts and your eyes to read the signs. Dreams and meditation can reveal valuable insights which point toward the deeper truths behind reoccurring events and realign you with the rich organic flow of divine timing. Divine providence always delivers what we need when we need it and for our higher good. The responsibility lies with each individual to adapt accordingly. Ask for the recovery. Ask for the necessary understanding of why things are as they are and for any gifts or benefits hidden within the seeming disruption. If you wonder how divine timing plays a part in your life, reflect on how seemingly unplanned synchronicities have molded your reality today. Consider how unseen forces and connections have led you to this point in your life and in your spiritual development. And that's so true. I mean, it's true for me. I wouldn't be doing this with you guys if it wasn't for divine timing and and this journey that I'm on. So everything happens for a certain reason. The other thing that I felt is cool is this card. A couple of things talked about the words reevaluate and the and so another divine timing situation is in play, which is Mercury in retrograde, which starts today. And so it's going to be a good time to do the reevaluating and anything that starts with RE. Just think about words that start with RE and retreat, things like that might be a way to get through this period without too much fuss or muss, and it's also be a nice educational time for you, something you might learn that about this period of time where things are in the retrograde phase. All right, let's see what your Angels and Ancestors card has to say. So you have the Protection Guardian saying, drop your shields. And so basically it's saying, drop any shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels and your ancestors and your past loved ones are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that the angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides and your guards for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. And I just get a sense that some of you out there have broken up recently with somebody, and your ancestors are feeling very, a little bit sad for you. They're trying to tell you that certain things happen for a certain reason and because of certain timing, and they want you to know that you're like, they're trying to give you a hug. They're trying to give you this warm embrace of understanding and warmth and love to you. I'm not saying that there's the majority of you, but I just feel some of you are like that and need a hug. But let's look what your Lenormand has, because you got a lot of good Lenormand cards too. You've got the House, which is good. It's cozy. You've got Birds, which is communication. It can be Twitter or social media type communication. It could be gossipy, which can lead to negative type of communication, but I feel like this is just chatter. And also I think how pretty this is, the House and the birds. This kind of looks like, my home. Well, I wish that looked like my home, but this is kind of like my home has a lot of birds in the backyard, and so maybe your loved ones are saying, pay attention to the birds, whenever something is coming up that you need answers for. And then we also have letter and fishes. And the letter is all about news and unexpected events and sort of like business reports or accounts or something like that. So some kind of something having to do with your business or something like that. And I think the letter usually is always good. It goes really hand in hand with communication here. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication coming up. And because you have the fishes with all this, you're going to have, maybe this is like a home business or something. Maybe I'm working on a website. Because social media, I feel like a social media thing here. And the fishes is talking about money or getting pregnant. So now's a great time if you're wanting to get pregnant to try. The stars are aligned for you and your wishes coming true. This is talking about wish fulfillment and success and money coming in. So something that you're working on, your ancestors saying you're doing, you're on the right track. You got the idea. Maybe you need to figure out a way to file it differently or something. But I think some events are going to be coming up and things are going to start unfolding, so you know better how things are going to work here. But this is a really good, I think this is a very good kind of career kind of message. I think it started off a little bit with love or just maybe self-acceptance, Divine timing, though, can also be, about work, too. Like certain things happening at the right time, being in the right place at the right time, talking to the right person kind of thing. Okay, so let's see what your Ghost Tarot has to say. But look, you got the Four of Wands, so back to love again. And I didn't do this on purpose, but the Four of Wands is the Twin Flame card. And so it's about it's about connectivity, it's about celebration. So it's very similar to the letter and news, like some unexpected event and having some success and money come in and a certain kind of passion behind a situation that's coming in for you. And we have the Queen of Cups, which is all about a spirit. It's called the spirit of the mystic. So she's saying one is all and all is one in the world of emotions, and mystery captures the imagination. And so this actually, here you have also the Knight of Cups. And so this looks like another partnership here. The Knight and the Queen, but it's almost like being with a little bit younger man, or a man who's maybe your equal, but a little bit more of the, maybe military, but more of kind of has a drive. The knights that are on the horses, they're more like the warriors. They're aggressive kind of, even though he's aggressive lover, but maybe it has something to do with cups. So there could be an older woman here compared to the man, but it could also be an evolution, like the woman has a little bit more experience than the man in spiritual matters. But this is kind of like a companion, a couple here. And the Knight of Cups is the spirit of the seducer, and he likes the fact that the female here is mysterious, and it, so the mystery captures the imagination and gives rise to sentiments. So it stirs up his feelings when you act mysterious. And it's not like you're doing it intentionally. That's just the way you are. Something mysterious in you that's attracting this person. So keep it up. If you're interested in them, you're doing the right thing by not giving away too much if you're the woman in this situation. And then finally we have the Magician, where I feel like something that you've been manifesting is coming to fruition. The Magician is the alchemist will, This is 4 different elements mixed together. Water equals emotion, fire, energy, earth is stability, air is intellect, and nothing is created and nothing is destroyed, but everything is transformed according to the alchemy will. All right? And so that goes back to divine timing. Everything is created according to the divine timing. So let's see what your charms have to say. Okay. Stir them up just a bit. We'll just get a few here. And I'm going to pause it. And here we have D and Y again. So these letters are really calling out to somebody. Could be ancestors' names or something like that. Or, just to figure out what it might mean to you. You have the ducky, so there could be you could be having some passionate sex coming up for you in the next few weeks or so. You've got the boss, Bruce Springsteen. And, think of what songs he might sing that could apply to your situation, that can help be a guide for you. You've got the rocks, so something stable here. You've got the moon with the fairy in it, and so I feel like this is like whisperings, fairy whisperings. So listen, pay attention to what fairies might have to whisper in your ear. And then you've got Saint Dymphna. Saint Dymphna helps people who are feeling depressed in a way. So remember, you have this loving embrace from your ancestors, from your past loved ones, and Saint Dymphna is kind of here reminding you of that. You are beautiful and you're whole and perfect just by yourself without anybody else. But know that there is somebody out there for you, because somebody wants to make things stable between you, wants to make an offer. I think something good is happening, that this is a good sign. You might have the key to somebody's heart, or they might have the key to yours, and something's going to open, and maybe something that's not serving anymore is going to be cut away. So keep that in mind, because I had a lot of the cards had a lot of good information on that, on things passing away, new things coming in, perfect timing, and celebrations and things like that coming into your life. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next. And last but not least, we have the little perfume bottle. Stick that over there. And first we have the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. And your vintage wisdom is choice. So you may be faced with choices right now, and I feel like it's a good thing to be able to have choices. And so let's see what your ancestors have to say about this choice you might have to make. So this is saying a maiden stands poised in the heart of an ancient ruin, and she is surrounded by 3 footpaths leading in different directions, but she can only choose one. Red is the vibrant color of blood and fire. Her crimson gown and flowers along the pathway suggest a mood of energy, life force, and vitality, which may be needing to facilitate wise choices. The green foliage hints of the potential of new growth and the need for balance. So she holds the shining crystal sphere in the palm of her hand. Crystal spheres, long revered as ancient symbol of unity and totality, can be a useful tool to see a complete picture of self or situations. The presence of a dove overhead suggests peace is more likely to prevail if choices made are born out of love and respect. Discrimination, intuition, and common sense play a vital role in deciphering needs from whims and wishes. They are worlds apart, so be sure to distinguish what is necessary before taking decisive action. Be still, listen to the guidance of your internal conscience, and the words of William Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. And something that really struck me is decipher what you really need from just whims and wishes. Because I know a lot of you guys out there, like whenever you are upset about not being with somebody that you love, you say, I really love and I really need to be with them. But, First of all, you have to be able to stand on your own. Secondly, love is giving that person freedom and space. And love is unconditional, so doing things without anything in respect in return. So it can get kind of, if you really look very hard on how to do things. Also, I saw a comment that was kind of like an ultimatum, and you know, yes, sure, you have to decide for yourself what's the right thing to do. Are you willing to keep on this path that you want to be on with this person? But to give them an ultimatum, I feel like can be sort of a form of control and ego. So just really pay attention to how you're approaching this situation. Are you approaching this with a lot of ego, or are you approaching it with love, All right, let's see what your angels and ancestors card has to say. So you've got the Hermit, retreat and recharge. So I just said to the second pile that we're going in, today starts Mercury retrograde, and during Mercury retrograde it's good to do a lot of things that start with RE. So retreat and recharge is the perfect plan for this retrograde for you. So take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly to your heart space. Here's your heart again. Open that heart chakra. Meditate. Use crystals. Use your rose quartz crystal and things to help you vibrate in your heart so that you are making the right decision according to your heart. You have been working hard and giving your all to your current situation. It may be becoming draining and detrimental to your development unless you retreat and recharge your energies. So you are being guided to take. Why I keep saying guarded? To take a step back at this time. If you are working on bringing something together, your over involvement could impede the process. So retreat and breathe. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend more time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often when we rush in, we don't see how destructive our actions can be. So meditate and listen to your soul's wisdom before proceeding further. And your past loved ones are there every step of the way, helping you during this retreat. If you need them, call upon them, and they will show you signs and guide you along the way. So let's see what your Lenormand has to say. So you have the Anchor, which is really good and strong. You have the Tower, which is a beautiful card in Lenormand. It's not like the Tower of Tarot. The Tower in Lenormand is all about buildings, like schools and libraries and structures and that kind of thing. And then you have the Fox, which is a little bit sneaky. So let's see what's going on here. So your message here is, the Anchor is saying that there's a lot of hope and stability and security. It's very solid. There's a solid inner core. So nothing can really affect your situation that you're in, whether it's romantic, career, or otherwise, because you have a very solid inner core. And but you might also be feeling like persistent memories that could turn into habits instead of real love. Sometimes we confuse love with habit, right? We stick with one thing just because we've done it that way every time, but true love isn't about habits necessarily. But there is a strong stability here in your heart, and that's good. And the Tower is also saying stability. So this is protection from enemies. And this is kind of like the official place or the official person. And you might be moving up in stature, like maybe getting a promotion in business or something like that. And then we have the Fox, which is deception or intrigue. And this is called a cunning woman. So it could be a man, but there's more related to a female in this situation. Some kind of a sneaky person, or some kind of person that's deceptive or something. So be cautious. Your ancestors are cautioning you against this sneaky person. And there could be some differences here between you two, and conflict of interests and enmity. So be cautious of all of those things. And let's see what your ghost tarot has to say. Oh my gosh, the trick-or-treaters are here, and I forgot to get candy. And they never do this. Like, they skip my house every time, but I have it all decorated this year with the skeletons. All right, well, so I'm going to wrap this up so I can go get some candy. So we've got, next we have with the Ghost Tarot, we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords and 10 of Cups. Yay. And then the Ace of Cups. And so the Four of Swords is kind of similar to the retreat. So this is a good time for retreating, because only in silence can we listen to the true voice of our thoughts. And then the Two of Swords is saying that conflict is always the last solution, while negotiations are a dance that take different viewpoints into consideration. So maybe, you know, this person that's tries to start a fight with you, just avoid them, you know, go step around them or something. But I feel like, you know, good, happy things are coming to you, because you got the 10 of Cups. Life is a dance that comes to life at the first note, and then disappears on the horizon at the last note. So music and beautiful, you know, joy and love coming to you. And look at this. This is my grandfather playing the saxophone right there. So I feel like a beautiful, joyful, musical situation on the horizon for you. And then finally, Ace of Cups is saying emotions are born of the soul, and to the soul they return. This is an eternal mystery of human nature. All right? So let's check out your charms, and then we will say goodnight. Okay, so here we have D again. So, but this time it's C and D. So there's some letters there. USA and love, loving in the USA, and fire. And somebody may be getting a new wardrobe or buying something that you need for, you know, for yourself. There's some kind of magic going on here though, and whispers from fairies. Something's finally going to get fixed. Maybe retrograde is a good thing. It's going to finally, everything's going to get repaired. So yeah, things with and during retrograde, repair. And then you have this bicycle. Maybe the bicycle needs repaired, or maybe you're you know, you're looking for your other half, and it's like it's coming in, but it's not complete yet. But you know, it's going to happen. That other half is coming to you sooner or later. That they will show up, and there will be a whole bicycle that you can ride around with. So yeah, you might have some choices to come in here coming soon. So maybe that's what the C is for, some choices. But I feel like, and yeah, certain roads that you might have to take. But go with your heart and your passion. Love and passion should be what guides you in this following next few days and months to the end of the year. All right, you guys, well, hope you like that. Happy Halloween and blessed Samhain. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.